My friends, what's going on everyone? I have something hilarious to show you. Okay, so guys, I found this amazing news footage from the 80s when the Nintendo just came out in the United States, and it is an absolute time capsule. I really hope you enjoy this. Let's get right into it.
It may be the most addictive toy in history.
So as we watch this news broadcast, you will quickly realize that even in 1998, they're telling Americans that video games are inherently evil and should be, like, avoided at all costs.
Definitely the hottest thing this Christmas. Nintendo video games. They first arrived from Japan 3 years ago, and now millions of American kids are hooked and mesmerized.
Listen, you have to know this. Nintendo wants your children, period. God. Everybody knows that. God.
When they do stop to talk, it's in a language only they understand.
What the hell does that mean? Developing their own video game language? Quick question to anybody out there. Did you guys ever come up with a Sims language that you and your friends would secretly talk about things that you didn't want your parents to know about? What? Well,
John Stossel went out to discover the secret of Nintendo's success, but first he had to find one.
New York City, early in the morning. Before the toy stores open, they're lined up outside. I'm in line too because the director of 2020 said, "Stossel, I hate to ask, but you've got to help me get my kid a copy of Super Mario Brothers 2.
Man, what a horrible boss. Could you imagine you've had a rough day, you go into work, you're forklift certified, and your boss comes up to you and says, "Hey, listen, Stossel, I didn't get my kid a video game for Christmas this year. It's your problem now. Go and get me one. There's a big line, and by the way, it's very cold."
This man came all the way from Indiana to get one. He came 1,000 miles just for this game?
Yes. I've done 7 stores a day for 3 weeks now. I cannot find it.
1,000 miles? Good Lord! The shopping before online shopping was a thing was absolutely archaic. Does anybody remember the Sears Redemption Center?
I have to live with my kids for the rest of the year, so I have to have this on Christmas Day.
So to please the kids, they line up at the few stores that have been able to get copies of the hottest Nintendo games, Mario 2 and The Adventure of Link.
I have Super Mario Brothers 2.
Now what's Nintendo, you ask, and why should you care?
What's Nintendo? God, this newscast really was made at a time where video games were like a new concept for people, eh? What is Nintendo? I've never heard of that small company from Japan. They're a playing card company, right?
Well, I think it's something you should know about because it's captured America's children. School bus drivers report the kids are talking less about clothes and sports and what Joe did to Jane, and more about...
When you get to those things that go up and down, you just jump on them.
By the sound and the tone of the way that they're talking, it sounds like these parents only want their kids to be talking about 3 specific things: clothing, sports, and what Jane did to John. Why would they be... Why can't they talk about anything else? You guys know that books existed before video games existed, right? Things that people would kind of lose their mind in fantasy, kind of like a video game. You know, books have existed for like thousands of years, right? Stop trying to make video games look like they're going to inherently make you evil.
After school, even on the day that brings the first beautiful snowfall of the season. Everyone's eager to get inside the house so they can rush to get to the television set. Now, usually they don't play together. We invited them to a Nintendo party.
Okay, so this is hilarious. The news broadcast company, I guess they set up this video game party for the children, and then they're like surprised that the kids want to play video games. Like, the way that the whole tone of this is, the kids should be saying, no, I don't want to play video games. I want to do my chores and go to church and eat my vitamins. I have no time for video games. But that's the narrative that, like, the news company wants, right? But the kids are like, yay, we're having fun. And the news are like, can you believe these children are excited about playing video games? God, they must be terrible children.
They pop the cartridge into this deck, which attaches to any television set. These controls direct the characters. The better your eye-hand coordination, the better you do. Never has there been a toy that's been this successful. Bruce Apar is editor of a magazine that follows the industry.
How big a hit is this?
This is as big or bigger than anything the toy industry has ever seen. I'll give you one comparison. Barbie, which is an institution, does about $500 million a year. Nintendo does over 3 times as much.
Now, why is it so successful? Well, the people in the industry say Nintendo simply has the best games. They come in 2 categories. Sports games such as tennis, hockey, football, boxing, all with good graphics and sound effects. Even more popular are the adventure games like Super Mario. They tend to have ludicrous plots. Mario is an Italian plumber who, under your control, enters the Mushroom Kingdom to fight off killer turtles and deadly ducks until he can rescue the Princess Toadstool. The kids love it.
What's good about it?
Birdo. He shoots the eggs out of his nose. And also there's this part where you can't go anywhere except for fall down a pit, but you pick up this thing and this rocket appears out of nowhere and it flies to another board. It's weird.
And it's a big improvement over the first video games like Atari's Pong and Space Invaders.
Yeah, Atari sucks Solo Sokoa's ass.
Because today's computer chips are better. They have more memory.
There's much more involved in playing the game, much more excitement. There's better use of colors, better use of music. It's not just stick figures anymore.
We have literally over 100 different characters, people, animals, wizards, spells. You see this spread out over different worlds. And when I say different worlds, entirely different sets. If you think about the way a movie is produced, there are levels with caverns, and you break into underground oceans.
You know what I think is absolutely hilarious? The way that these people talk about how these 8-bit video games that you can make with like perler beads are lifelike. Like the graphics are so lifelike and real. When you're little 8-bit Zelda, it really feels like you're walking through the grass. I don't know what could feel realer than this. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? But you know what? In 2061, that will be the same distance between now and 1988. So we will look back at our video games now on the PS5, and we're going to be like, oh man, those really looked terrible, you know? Good lord. It's weird to think about.
There's secret holes that you go into.
The kids delight in finding new twists to the games, secret passages they didn't discover the first times they played.
You guys want to hear the best children's rant ever? Well, here it is.
Bizarre new weapons. You're throwing things that I've never even discovered in this game.
Yeah, because you don't know. If you're a grown-up, you hardly do this. If you're a grown-up, you have work to do.
Oh my goodness, do you not love how kids try and explain things to parents? And I quote, yeah, because you don't know. If you're a grown-up, you hardly do this. If you're a grown-up and we have work to do. What does that mean?
Now, the chips, the technology that goes into this, was invented in the United States. Yet, the Japanese are the ones who make it a hit. Why is that?
They do not sound happy about the Japanese beating us. The Japanese are beating us at them computer toys. Danggummit.
Nintendo is a 100-year-old company in Japan, and they learned their lessons well.
When buyers lost interest in the first generation of video games about 4 years ago, Nintendo quietly watched as American companies quit the business. Nintendo then bought licenses to the best of the arcade games. They created new games by getting independent designers to compete against each other for the right to work with Nintendo.
Nintendo, please hold. One moment. Thank you. May I help you?
And in Seattle, at the company's U.S. headquarters, they listened to the customers.
You know what's funny? I was one of these kids calling into the Nintendo Power Hotline. I've talked about it on my channel before, but one time I called the Nintendo Power Hotline and they guided me all the way from the beginning of The Legend of Zelda to the Temple of Time, and it cost my parents about $600.
50,000 people call Nintendo's 800 number every week asking for help with the games. Phones are manned by games fanatics who often play other games while answering questions.
Okay, so you would think that this job, being in the Nintendo Power Center and like playing video games all day, would be like a dream job, right? Wrong! Could you imagine getting phone calls all day long from that kid earlier who did the rant about how to navigate an 8-bit video game? Oh my lord, that sounds like hell on earth. That sounds like a job that they would give to prisoners because it's punishment.
What that is, when you're at that link, though, you're almost at that point.
Okay, what you want to do is, like I said, jump on the guy with the carpet.
In Japan, the games are an even bigger success. These people are upset because even after waiting all night, they were unable to get their kids a new version of a game called Dragon Quest. In the U.S., it's mostly Mario that they want.
The last Super Mario Bros. 2 was just sold. They get upset. Well,
You see the woman there that just left the cashier? She has had absolutely enough with the day. She is getting a box of bagged wine on the way home.
they say, oh, can you take my name? Can you take my credit card, please? Can you do something? My kid wants it. His friend has it, and they're not friends anymore because he doesn't have it.
All this...
Oh, man, my kids don't have any friends because they don't have a Nintendo. Listen, John, your kids sound like losers. No, but in all seriousness, that's horrible. If your kids don't have friends because they don't have a Nintendo, they need to find different friends.
Makes me wonder, is the shortage real, or are they holding back supplies to increase the mystique?
Nothing has changed since then, eh? Remember the mini console fiasco?
Coleco denies it, but industry insiders say that's exactly what happened with their Cabbage Patch doll a few years ago. The company shipped fewer dolls to increase the excitement. Today, some people in the toy business suspect Nintendo's holding games back. And while videotaping in Japan, we did see plenty of the hard-to-get cartridges. The company denies that it's holding back.
Believe me, creating a shortage of this kind was nobody's design, and it's just one of those combinations of demand that far exceeded our most optimistic projections and an inability on the chip supplier to fulfill it.
Now you really messed up.
All this brings us to a final question. Should parents buy these games at all? The National Coalition Against Television Violence thinks they shouldn't, because they say they're bad for kids.
Like I like how you shoot the people with boomerangs and bombs. I just like jumping on things and killing them and shooting things.
The coalition says this will make some kids act violently. Well, I don't know about that, but there's another problem. Watching the kids play, seeing the intensity of their interest, the word obsession comes to mind.
I bet I'm much better than him at Zelda.
How many hours you play a day?
See, here's a perfect example. The newscast wants this little kid to say, like, oh, I play video games for 24 hours a day and I neglect all of my responsibilities and I don't go to school anymore and I'm doing drugs now, all because I play video games for so long. And then the kid is like, well, I play for an hour or maybe 2 hours on the weekend and I only do it when my chores are finished.
Around 1 or 2.
2 hours a night?
It's a
When
lot.
when you should be doing your homework?
Yeah.
Do you play video games while you should be doing your homework? Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely I do.
She doesn't like
This girl's mother doesn't like the game.
because she thinks that you're going brain dead while you're watching it.
Maybe you will be brain dead from staring at this thing all the time.
No.
Now this whole video tries to make video gamers look like monsters, but I would beg to argue that this woman, this little girl's mother, is the real monster here, and you'll see why. She's like absolutely sadistic.
And while we were talking, Mom was watching all this warily.
Gets their mind off school when they first come home from school, but then it gets their mind totally off school. So we had to take it away for a while because homework wasn't getting done, bedtime got pushed aside.
What do you mean take it away for a while?
I disassembled it and put it in the back of a closet for a while.
Excuse me? Excuse me, you did what? You disassembled the thing and put it in the closet? You didn't just take it off from the TV, put it back in the box? You didn't just take it, throw it in the closet? You disassembled it? God, what a psycho!
But now you're letting him play again.
Not as much.
John, what's your feeling after watching this? Does it make them, brain dead, as you said, or isn't there a certain amount of imagination that you have to use for this game?
I think that's true, that it's not just like watching television. You have to use imagination. There are all these ways to handle the games. I think under the right time limits, it's fine. In fact, I got one while doing the story, and I'm going to keep it.
For you, or would you give it to your child?
Well, my 3-year-old likes kill ducks, and my wife and I stayed up till midnight playing it.
And you don't mind the so-called violence in it? Kill ducks, kill ducks?
They're animated characters, and I just think you have to pay attention and limit the time, and it's fine.
Now I know how you're spending the holidays, watching
right.
Nintendo.
Listen, Cruella, you play Nintendo, okay? You don't watch it. You old battle axe.
Playing Nintendo.
Playing Nintendo. Good job. Now on to a much more serious report.
Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun for me to make. I will be doing more reaction content soon. It's a lot of fun, and if you like this video, consider subscribing. I will be doing more of it in the future. Guys, check out my merch. It really, really helps me with my travel plans. I am right now, if you are new to the channel, I am planning a trip where I bike across the entire country of Japan to raise awareness for men's mental health, and I'm raising money for that, and everything from my merch sales goes into that pot. So if you want to help out with that bike ride, consider buying yourself a t-shirt or a sweater or something. Really helps me out. Guys, check out the channel. I also have a vlogging series all the time on my channel. Right now, currently, there is a vlogging series from Istanbul. That's very cool, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope this video made you laugh, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for watching そばリビング. Please leave a like and subscribe. This act is very human.